Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. This is the second time doing this, and I'm still learning, but I hope that you found, if you watched last week's, that was informative. And once again, I'm always here to, if you want to meet and discuss elements that I bring up or other things that you think of, or shoot me an email. Always welcome your input. First of all, just want to say thanks to everyone for that joined us for the hike to the proposed expansion sites. We had a really big group. It was a beautiful day. Tons of questions from everybody, which was really good. I mean, it was just great to be up there, and it was kind of interesting to see how overgrown it is. But it's a beautiful site, and it was a great group. With lots of great questions. So we have been, every week is full of lots of things. We've been developing the design details for a number of elements in the existing campus, in dining and admin and wellness. Last week, we also had a meeting with about lighting controls and sound controls in the Performing Arts Center. So I just want to walk you through some of those elements. And what I'm going to do is share my screen with you in order that so that I can show you some plans and walk through some of those details. So we'll see how this goes. Here we are. I'll get rid of me. Hopefully you can see my screen. And I'm going to start off. We can start here. This is actually one of the a sketch for the art space, the new art room. So just to orientate you, if you see, I made this nice big green arrow so that you can easily see where I'm pointing. But this is the existing salon here, the space here. So we're doubling the size of that, actually making it 2.5 times bigger in order to make this art room. And it is a very flexible space, which will be able to be used for a number of things, tuition for classes and that sort of thing. But some of the main features are the kiln room, separate kiln room, a separate area for ceramics, so that would be a wet area with a sink and lots of cabinets and so on. One area is that we could have a central table. This would be on wheels, but that could be used for, hand building for ceramics, so on. Obviously, it could be used for a number of different things. One of the main features within this space is a really large skylight to let in as much natural daylight as possible. We also have, the windows are along one wall. So I think between the skylight and the windows, we're going to get some, really lovely light space there. So the idea there is that, live drawing or painting or and so on could happen, around that space. And then we also have along one side specific millwork for storage of pieces, as well as a counter with a sink to support all those art activities. Further inside, where there's less daylight, we'd be looking at, tables, a TV for instruction, possibly, and then at the corridor, some display shelves with glass to the corridor, so that projects that are being worked on or complete can be displayed to the greater community. So I'm pretty excited about the potential that we have there for providing a lot more art activities. I'm just going to find our dining. We had a big discussion about dining on when was it? Tuesday, and this is showing quite a lot of development in the more detailed design. And I'll just walk you through this. If you see just follow the green cursor. One of the big changes or developments that we're looking at here is placing the bar in the large dining space. And so the idea here is that the main dining area that we have at the moment is going to become the place where you enter. And then there will be some casual seating associated with the bar, some tables as well, tables at the windows. And the idea here is that you would enter here and you can either go into the more casual dining area, fast casual as we call it, or here there's the hostess or host for the more formal dining area. And we now have a screened wall. It screens the kitchen so that reduces the amount of noise and activity that you're aware of in the dining room. And I think you'll start to see or get the feel that this is more like a dining room if you were going out to an elegant restaurant. The idea is that we have a big farm table. There's some banquette seating on one side. The bistro area that's currently in this area is now flipped, so it's inside the kitchen. You don't have any cooking that's happening within the area. And then there is a sort of a more private dining area that could be reserved, but it's still part of the main dining. It's not separated by any doors or so on. And then we have the veranda dining area, which is an addition to the existing dining. And we also have a walker storage right here adjacent to the dining. And I think that's a huge plus in that people will be able to bring their walker, very close to the dining area, leave it in any space on one side. But it's not like you have to leave your walker and then have a long walk to dining tables. Just a little more detail on the fast casual side. We now have, this is the main corridor here, and this wall here, this is the library. So kind of about where you have the bar at the moment, we have what's called a chef's table kitchen. So more food will be able to be prepared here for the fast casual, which will result in, less wait times. And you will also have some food wells where you can, look at the food that's been prepared and make selections. And there'll be someone, this will be manned all the time. So, and then one of the things I really liked about this presentation is we have different types of dining seating. And so what we're looking at, possible high tops, they may not be a 36-inch, they may be reduced to, like a 30-inch high top along the side here, that you have, like a table with a window looking through to the new veranda rooms. Obviously, you have this very light-filled space with a skylight over the top in the veranda room itself, and then some smaller seating and banquette seating along one side. This may have like a window looking through into the bar, just so that there's a continuity of the space. And then some larger sort of farm tables for groups that want to sit together or so on. So I'm very excited about this concept in terms of what we see in a variety of seating and the potential of the chef's table, where more will be able to be prepared at this location. And I think that's going to see a big change in, the sort of food that we can have for fast casual, and also, not everything is coming out of the main kitchen, which will be a big change. And we've had a lot of input from Phil and Chef Jared regarding this concept, and they were part of the meeting. They're very happy with the way things are developing. We also have our little, like convenience store to one side here. It's obviously, within sight line of whomever is uh, the staff member that's at the chef's table. But we also have refrigerators here, so be able to pick up food as we do at the moment. But there'll also be things like convenience things like some milk and eggs and other items that we get that residents need for day-to-day basis. So that's an expansion of the sort of amenity that we have at the moment. And I think this is coming together pretty well. It's nice because it's kind of tucked together, tucked to one side, so it doesn't sort of impact the feel of the fast casual dining area, and yet it's still convenient for everyone's use. One of the other developments that we're seeing here is how to have a pool table or ping pong table in an area that still feels part of the central community, but maybe the noise associated with that doesn't impact everyone. So over to the right, what we have is, possibly little seating nooks, which also present opportunities for dining and also, maybe card playing at times and that sort of thing. But, if you have a group, you want to be to one side, that works there. And then with windows into, what could be a pool table, ping pong table area to this one side. So that's a sort of interesting development. And we also have, let's see if I can find it here. We have some other options here. These are still in discussion, but in this option, you'd have a pool table within this room, and then maybe some card tables out in the sort of more public area. This could also be closed down a little bit more, but just trying to create some separation between the sort of what might be a noisier activity. And then I think we have another version here, where you see this would still be glass for the pool and ping pong table, and then card tables here. One thing that I've said a number of times in meetings is that I see this veranda space as being just a great place, not just for dining. So often we see the dining room empty for many hours of the day, but the space could also be used if, with the right furniture, obviously, for card playing and other activities during the day other than dining, because it has a great view, it has great natural sunlight. It's just going to be a beautiful space to sit. And so I see, some of the maybe the activities that we have in other areas like cards could happen within this area during the day. But it's all about how we choose to furnish these areas, and how residents respond to having these additional opportunities for card playing and so on around the facility. Just also wanted to give a quick update on wellness. We did have a wellness focus group, and this was a sketch that I referred to last week, and it's the development of the fitness area. We have the wellness lounge with a fireplace and great views out to the ridge. We actually now enter through a porch and a vestibule. This is so that we're not sort of having people come right through the middle of these areas. And, there's a restroom, storage for activities that might happen outside to support outside activities. There's an office for, the person in charge of wellness, fitness instructor. We have a pantry that's in support of the wellness lounge. And then we have, also an ancillary space for, if there's another fitness instructor, they can sit down and talk to someone within this area. That's really in support of this whole fitness lounge. I did a quick sketch just to sort of develop on this. And what we're seeing is that this wellness fitness area breaks nicely into two areas. One where we see having a lot of equipment, and the other, maybe more for stretching and weights and, with the mirrors and so on. So not so much equipment based. We talked about having a stretching cage within this space. And also, introducing things like little cubbies so that people have places for a drink container and that sort of thing. Like, if you take off a sweatshirt, so you're not draping it over equipment or putting it on the floor, where it's not in a safe location. So there's some developments. I see it's 12:31 already. I hope this is really helpful. Certainly send me ideas about or comments. Oh, I do want to just do one more thing, and that is I talked last week about the possibility of a pickleball court, and I just wanted to show everyone how that fits within the existing pack space. So that would give a large room for yoga and aerobics. We're also investigating the possibility of having a room divider here so that this could be split into two activity rooms if we felt that was necessary. And that seems to be a pretty easy thing to do. We also discussed the fact that this will need special treatment in terms of obviously the floor. It'll have an activity floor, but also in terms of soundproofing, so to make sure that whatever activities are happening within this room, the noise doesn't spill over into the adjacent spaces. That's all today. I feel like that was a lot. The updated images will be placed on the community website for everyone to take a look at. You'll be able to see those there. And thanks for joining. Hope you have a great week, and I'll be back next week. Thank you.